Hey people, glad you woke up. Glad you decided to mash play. Before we can get to this point, people, it's been a long road. But before we can get to this point, for me to be able to show you how all previous civilizations depicted Earth as a plain sun and moon in the sky, and we here, people. But before I can get to this point for you to understand this, we gotta do this timeline, people. We got to do this timeline. It is very important for you to understand over the last 500 years what has happened. What was happening before we was born in the 1970s. Most of the people I know are born in the 1970s. Okay. Bombshell. The mud flood happened in 1470, people. How you know that, Montreal? Because nobody who's looked at Tartaria can find out when this happened. Well, from reliable sources, the world is set up on 490-year cycles. The last one was in 1960. Ask me what happened in 1960. I can't tell you right now. But in 1960 was the last 490-year cycle. So if you subtract 490 years, you're gonna get 1470, people. That's when this mud flood happened that covered up so much archaeological evidence. I hear people make all the jokes about Moses and none of the prophets, you can't find them. We had a mud flood, people. It's civilizations deep down, still out. But this world that we've been birthed into got us working and all that. We can't explore nowhere, so people don't know the truth. Well, I went down a rabbit hole and found that truth, people. Okay, this is how Christopher Columbus, so-called, found the Americas in 1490, which was 20 years after the mud flood. Why? Because a lot of people died. A lot of people died, people. Okay. Almost 40 years later, they wrote the Matthew Bible, 1537. This is before the King James Version. This is before the Apocrypha. They had the Matthew Bible in 1537. What was in this Bible, people? You can look it up online. Google it. Anyway, Copernicus, that's who come up with the solar system. 1543, which is about 6 years later after the Matthew Bible. Copernicus come up with the solar system. This man put the sun in the middle and everything flying around. He came up with this when he died. He had a book that he had wrote. When he died, they published this book. That's how you sent the world off into deception around the 1543 era when he died. He's the first liar or the first untruther. Then they changed time in 1582, about 40 more years later. Look it up. 1582, they took 11 days out of the calendar, so they changed time. King James in 1611 wrote the King James Version of the Bible. He spelled this name with an I because it was not a J in nobody language back then. So when he rewrote this Bible, that's when the queen had the slaves, brought the slaves in on the ship called Jesus of Lamech. You can look it up. So within about 8 years, you got these slaves here that can't read, that can't write, and they're teaching people about history out of this King James Version of the Bible. So they put everybody in there, light-skinned people. That's not what the Bible has in it. It has colored people in the Bible. So we're gonna get to it. So Caucasian people or light-skinned people, don't be mad because you just don't have melanin. Black people pretty much made white people. If if you want to go to these terminologies. I hate them. I don't like the terminologies because it's really every person is brown. White people are actually just light brown with no melanin. So not in any race. I'm not into any race. I recognize people by the spirit that is in them and their energy. Okay. The reason I don't have 1700s on here, hey man, cause this when all your deception happened, people. In the 1700s, that's when they started building all the churches in America. Matter of fact, the first one was down south, was over there in Augusta, Georgia. I think around 1751. And then in the 1800s, they started repopulating the earth that happened from the mud flood. How did they repopulate? Test tube babies. You better go down that road. I can show you all the proof, and I will before the year out. But yeah, just look up how they repopulated the earth in the 1800s with test tube babies. In between then, you had the Revolutionary War. You had all that going on. The reason I had to go this way is to show you your man right here, Georges Lemaitre, or Lemaitre, whichever way you want to pronounce it. In 1927, he created the Big Bang Theory. The Big Bang Theory came from a priest, not scientists. That's what you got to understand. The Big Bang came from a priest, not scientists. It's no proof of a Big Bang. All this is the deception that happened before we was born, people. Now, I'm going to update you on up some more. Real quick, I'll be done. Okay. After all this here happened from 1470, the mud flood. Now, we come into 1905, Einstein. That's around 1905. He came in with his theory of relativity. And really the theory of relativity is based off of 4 dimension, and nobody can leave Earth. So that's just totally wrong. We're in a 3D world. You cannot give us a theory off of 4D imagination, people. All that's just a lie. Anyway, Michelson Morley, he had his invention in 1887 where he proved Earth was not moving. Anyway, fast forward, Richard Byrd. Richard Byrd traveled to Antarctica around the 1930s. What was happening in the 1930s? We had a depression, people. We had a depression in 1930s. What happened after that? They had Operation High Jump. That was around the 1940s. Then you had Operation Fishbowl. Operation Fishbowl. That happened around the 1960s. Next thing you know, 1969, they talking about they done flown to the moon. And how in the world did the president call them on the moon from a landline phone? Do you see the deception, people? And it's all to hide us from Earth. Because once you find out what Earth is, you find out it all lines up with you. You got your sun up here, pineal gland, your moon, pituitary gland. Mercury eclipses the sun. Mercury is your hypothalamus. That's what gives the signal to the pituitary gland. Your stars, that's your electrolytes that's in your head. You got your clouds right here. That's your eyes, your tears. You got your nose. That's your nose hairs. That's like the trees. What is this right here that I'm showing you? Your fire sign goes up. That's the triangle going up. Your fire sign. Your water sign is your triangle going down. Positive, negative collide, creates matter, makes the earth plane. Positive and negative creates ether. Hey, it's right here, people. You got a plane up here. You got your plane right here. You got a plane right here where we at. What your mouth is, that's your foundation. That's a plane. Saliva, that's your water. Water in the oceans, the seas. Your body temperature, your mouth, that's hot air. 98.6 degrees. Fire in the heart of the earth. Hey, people. Him is here, not him is fear. It's not a sphere. It's inside. Everything here is inside, just like the valuables in your life, inside. I didn't know I was finna go into that. But hey, that's it. So you got your as above, so below. Fire up top, fire on the bottom. Water right here, water in the bottom. That's just right there in your head. Your whole body go by these. Not getting into that right now, but I just wanted to show you the significance of why we've been tricked over the last 500 some years. We were the people who knew about astrology. That's what's in the scriptures. It was us who knew. We done gave all that up just to work, be silly, entertain. No, man. There's some things finna shake. Okay? Because these luminaries are lining up on the wheel above. Pharaoh finna fall. That's why my friend Deshaun, he be hitting me up here every morning, probably about 6:37. Man, we talk for a minute because I'm trying to let him know why we had to go through what we went through. Because we got to be warriors here at the end. And how you gonna be a warrior? Knowing where you stay, knowing who you are, knowing that you got 9 strands of DNA in you, while the rest of the world have 6. Hey, we finna go somewhere. Yeah, we got 9 DNA strands in us. Every other race has 6. I can bag this up, and I am this month with the documented proof. Okay, anyway, we woke up. We got another chance to understand something. We got another chance to level out. Why everything crumbled. But how you gonna do that? You gotta go back to your history book. What is your history book? The Bible. The Bible is nothing but your history book, people. Get to your history book. Where I started at. Start in the beginning of the history book. That's what I've been taught my whole life. Start in the beginning. You gotta get the names right. Why? Because it's gonna matter when you reading your history book. If you write a whole book and you use the wrong names, you're not finna understand the book. So that's why you gotta get back to knowing the Creator's name. So the Bible, aka history book, will make sense. Anyway, I'm finna go to work. Did not know I was finna go into all that, but take your timeline on up to the 60s. That's when you get Martin Luther King, Malcolm X died, Martin Luther King died, JFK died. Hey man, the Black Panthers was birthed in 1966. The 70s came, they gave us the hippies. The 80s came, they gave us cartoons, created daycares, made the women start working too so they can raise the kids. The 90s, they gave us rap. Then the 2000s, they started giving us faggot rap. 2010, they started making men dress like women. Our strong, dying, strand brothers dressing up like women now. Raised a whole generation of weak men now because all the other men locked up. We in 2023. Hey, people. If you ain't scared by now, where you finna be? If you don't know what's going on, I told you about NWO in 2019, One World Order. That's what's finna happen. What you think gonna happen when they pull the food, pull the money, change it over to cryptocurrency? All these thousands people got gone. Yeah, we finna go into chaos, people, and understanding where you stay and understanding who you are and who you made you is what's gonna help you. Because the spirit of our creator is real. And he has awakened himself up in people to help others get through this Red Sea that I was talking about in my other video. Go back and watch the other videos, people. It's urgent. I was born Aquarius. I'm ahead on my time. So pretty much all the videos that you think are old, they're actually new, people, because you don't know it. Okay. Finna start my day on out. I feel real good about saying this. If you don't understand some things, ask me. Because we gonna keep getting it. It's all we got before the eclipse that comes April 20th, October 14th. And my job is to get you to April 8th. That's the only job I got, people, is to help you understand what is gonna happen by April 8th. And the only way to understand that, I gotta help you understand the wheel above. The only way to help you understand the wheel above, I gotta destroy the globe. So that's why I had to go the route that I'm going. To let you understand who is deceiving the whole majority of the world. That's why I know I am in the world, but I am not of the world. That scripture makes sense now. Because I am proven I am not of the world. And I hope you are not either, because positive and negative finna collide. Boom! That's what you got. Chaos. Peace. Keep your head up. Let's all try to fly right, including myself. Get to a level mind, and we're gonna be alright, because the spirit of our creator is here. And it is wrecking. Truth in the weather. Those are the two things for you to be looking for. The truth in the weather. Peace.